Hey guys, I had a request from a subscriber to do a tutorial on prom makeup, and prom is just nearing around the corner, so I'm sure that girls are out there doing all their shopping and trying to get things ready. So I put together two different eye looks that I'm going to try to edit into one video. Hopefully I'll be able to successfully do that, otherwise I'll put it in two separate videos. But I want to get started really quickly because it's going to take me a couple of minutes to go through each eye tutorial. So let's get started, and I hope you guys enjoy. The first thing I'm going to do is prime my eye with Touch Tint for Eyes from Clinique. And this is really similar to Urban Decay's primer potion in the color called Sin. That one has also a slight metallic-y finish to it. And this is not overpowering. It's not going to make the shadows that you place on your eye too shimmery. But this is just going to give them a nice little boost in their pigmentation. The eyeshadows that we're going to use for this are from another Clinique palette, and this is from a palette called Ivory Brisk and Bronze Satin. And this is actually the palette that I used when I went to my prom. I'm going to use my SS239. It's just a large, sort of fluffy eyeshadow brush. And what I'm first going to do is going to go into the highlight color, and I'm just going to load that all over my brush, and then I'm going to place that all over my eyelid, all the way up to the brow bone. Make sure to get into the corner. So now what I'm going to do is going to go into the brown color, and I'm going to use the same brush, but instead of going across my eyelid like this, where the brush is more flat, I'm going to go across it this way so that it has less surface area. And I'm going to apply that just to sort of the tip of the brush. And what I'm going to do is start in my actual crease area here and just work all the way across. And then very lightly just connect that to my bottom corner of my outer lid. Now I'm going to use a brown eyeliner, and this one's called Plank. It's a technical eyeliner, and I'm going to very lightly line my top lid. Now I'm going to do the under eye, going about 2/3 of the way across, making sure to meet this in the outer corner. Now I'm going to curl my lashes, and I'm going to use Maybelline's Pulse Perfection mascara. So this is what the final look of the first look is. And it's the kind of look where it looks like you have a little bit of makeup on, but you're not too caked on, it's not too over the top. For the second look, I'm going to use my matte paint pot in the color Painterly to prime my eyelid. And I'm just going to place this all over my lid, all the way up to my eyebrow. I'm going to take my SS252, and the palette that we're going to use for the second look is the purple palette. I'm going to use my SS252. I'm going to first load on a little bit of the highlight color, tap off the excess, and I'm going to place this in my inner eye and carry it down under my eye to about 1/3 of the way across. And I'm going to carry the color on my lid to about 1/3 of the way across. I'm also going to carry it a little bit higher than my actual crease. Now I'm going to load this darker purple here on the rest of my eyelid. I'm going to use the same brush. And I'm going to carry this a little bit higher than my natural crease. Now if you don't want this to be a really smoky look, or you don't feel comfortable with that, you definitely don't need to carry the color as high on your lid. I'm going to continue using the SS252, and I'm going to very lightly get a little bit of this dark purple onto my brush. I'm going to place that sort of in a downward motion, making the downward part of my V. And then I'm going to go across my lid. It's okay if it doesn't look perfect right away. We're going to go over it with a blending brush to smooth out the lines. And I kind of fill in that portion on the very outer corner. Now I'm going to take my MAC 224 and I'm going to start blending this out in circular motions in the corner and across my lid, kind of carrying it up, back this way if I can. Then I'm going to take my SS224 and I'm going to go into the highlight color, get a little bit of that on there, and place this in between my eyebrow and my crease. Now if you want a little bit more vibrancy after you've placed all these colors on and you feel that it's not bright enough necessarily, I would go back with a little bit more of the lid color. Now I'm going to take a soft kohl eyeliner. This one's from Rimmel, but you should use whatever eyeliner you feel comfortable with, and this is in black. I'm going to very lightly line my top lash. Now I'm going to do my waterline. Now I'm going to curl my eyelashes. I'm going to use Maybelline's Pulse Perfection again. So this is kind of what the second look is. I'm going to apply some blush. I'm going to use Spring Sheen from MAC. It's a peachy pink toned blush. And I'm going to apply that to the apples of my cheeks using a MAC 129 brush. Smile. Kind of working in circular motion, starting on the apples of my cheeks and working back. A little down the nose, a little down the chin, a little on the forehead. Now if you feel that you've placed too much, I always go back with my powder brush and just lightly blend it all out. And powder blushes do sometimes have a tendency to sort of wipe off throughout the evening, so what I would do is actually go back a second time with just a tiny bit more and make sure that you've got it really blended into the skin. What I would wear on my lips for both of these looks is something very pink and subtle. Two different colors that I have from MAC are Bombshell, and the other one is called Speed Dial. And one's a little bit more sort of warmer pink. This one's a little bit sort of darker pink. This is a little bit more lighter, maybe kind of a Barbie toned pink, a really girly pink. And I think what I'm going to put on my lips now is Speed Dial. It's the lighter of the two, the more Barbie pink. And then I'm going to use a lip gloss called Boy Bait. It's just a light pink, very sheer gloss. The first look I showed you is a really neutral look, perfect for the type of person who doesn't want to wear over-the-top makeup. Or if you have a really over-the-top dress, you're not going to also want to wear over-the-top makeup, so you'd want to keep some things a little more subtle. Or for instance, if you want to wear a really bright red lipstick, I would keep your eye makeup much more subtle. Now the other eye that I've chosen for you is using some purple toned colors, and this is the type of thing where you don't have to use the exact purple tones that I used. Whatever you have, maybe you have the Coastal Scents 88 Shimmer Palette. There's a lot of great purples in that palette as well, but what I've chosen works really well for me because I also have green eyes. But the purple is going to work really nicely and counteract the green in your dress, so they're kind of complementary colors to each other. So the purple is going to bring out the green in the dress, and the green is going to bring out the purple in your eyes. So they're going to work together. So that's why I chose purple, and this is a little bit more fun, a little bit more playful. This is a little bit more neutral. So I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a wonderful prom. I will talk to you guys soon.